Aloha and welcome to Wisdom Dialogues with Hope Johnson, coming to you from Hawaiian beaches on the beautiful big island of Hawaii. Yay! Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Such a pleasure to share with you via this means for so many weeks now. It's so much fun. I love it.
It's a pleasure to receive too.
Oh, Lori, I love you.
Love you too.
Is Holly over there with you too?
No, we're having a snowstorm. She was
Hmm.
planning on coming, but
Okay.
we're having a snowstorm. It wasn't supposed to last this long. It's literally been snowing since we got up this morning.
Wow.
We got, we got big piles now.
Nice. And how do you
Hmm.
feel about that?
Well, it's winter.
So, so anything like that, that's where the healing can come in.
Yeah. Okay. So
That's
that I really need healing about this because last year I was really good with it.
uh-huh.
Yeah, I basically just watched it from the window and I'm watching it. I guess it's maybe because it's the first and we've got a long way to go.
Well, it's not that it's not that you get like good at it or whatever. It's more like being willing to meet all those energy waves, just like you did with your mom. Because there's an energy sensation that's moving through your body that's passing without your awareness.
Okay, okay.
Anything that
And
makes
and the
us
sto
sigh, anything that
and
makes you sigh, even.
and this because the story is coming about what it doesn't like.
Yes,
Yeah, okay.
yes, and you're meeting those kind of feeling sensations. There's a feeling that comes along with that. You're meeting those kinds of feeling sensations with awareness. You're not constantly feeding the fear that generates the story in the first place.
Ah,
It's like a huge shortcut because you don't have to make that real at all. You know, when you go
okay.
into the feeling, you're not making the belief real that this is something wrong. It just
Mm.
becomes, it becomes understood that whatever feeling you feel, you brought to the party. It didn't come from the perception, and the perception is coming from you.
So the perception of snow is coming from me
Yes,
to get the feeling of ugh.
that's what that that's what the
Yeah.
ego's purpose of it is for. So
Why? Why?
why? Because it makes everything seem real.
Okay, right. Okay, so that's why the feelings to make the body seem real and everything else. And the
Yeah.
guilt, there's so much guilt.
You see how everything is kind of predicated on that so much. It's all the ego thoughts, which are like most of the thoughts for most people. I mean, you start getting more of the remembrance of love type thoughts. They start to fill your mind more and more when you pay attention and you recognize what is a guilty thought.
There's a lot of guilty thought, and
There's a lot.
I'm recognizing it in my gut with the feeling.
Yes, good.
Immediately, yeah, it's God, it feels awful.
Yeah, so and then you don't have to change anything, just your awareness of it, and then you don't have to judge anything because just your judgment of it resists awareness.
Oh, Jesus.
So you don't have to judge anything either. You're just like watching it play out and recognizing what it is, as it plays out.
Do you non-duality? Where does that come to play in the Course in Miracles?
Well, what do you mean by non-duality? What does that mean to you?
Okay, to me, it's not two.
Okay,
You
that's
know,
awesome.
the one
Yeah.
consciousness,
Yeah.
one consciousness, and that's all there is.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
I really got to pretty well understand that through teachings with my girlfriend Lisa Carnes, and she I've had really a lot of experiences that showed me that there isn't two, but it wasn't, it was more intellectual
Mhm.
than feeling.
Okay.
So it seems like what I'm learning from you is the feeling.
Oh, how fun.
Yeah. But so then there's a thought that comes in and says, you wouldn't be so confused if you it would be all set today if you didn't see the story in it, that if you just stayed with Lisa.
How awesome. I
Oh
love
my
it.
God. Oh my God. I
That's
see that's running underneath there.
good.
And that's a thought. It's just a it's just a thought.
Yeah. It's just a guilty thing.
Yeah. Okay, right. It is
Hey,
guilt
Holly's
again.
on
Oh, hi Holly.
now.
um that's a guilt too
Yeah.
of leaving Lisa and going
Yes,
with
it's
you.
projecting it onto you like you're a doer and you have a choice in the worldly
in,
manifestations
in what's happening.
that are just occurring to you.
And I know that there's no choice. I mean, you and I mean, my God.
It's not even
Yes. Or it's just happening. It's not really happening, but you what I learned from Lisa is that it's literally all just happening. No one's doing it.
yeah.
There's no
Oh,
one.
that's awesome too. I mean, that's awesome too. And then the other thing is that it's not happening.
Right, and that one's not seen. That's not, I mean, like you can automatically see, like with the snow, what I was projecting, that and that feeling.
hmm
I
You
mean, for
can too.
you, it's
You can too, and you just
it,
look at the uncomfortable feeling.
yes,
If there's an uncomfortable, okay, the uncomfortable feeling, that's not really happening. That's
because
not happening. That's a projection of a feeling. If it's also made of thought, okay, it's like a movie playing out. It's not like it's actual concrete. And check this out. You you don't get to this moment based on your past.
yeah. See, that's another
It's
thing. It
not
was in the
like that.
timeline of Lisa and going through all that with all those experiences, and now with
Yeah,
you. And
yeah,
well,
and
yeah,
it's like really whatever was shared never leaves you. You know, it's always there. It's always there. That's what remains, the love that's shared. So it doesn't matter who it is you're hanging out with or, you know, coming to for teachings or whatever. It's
mm,
always you. It's always your projection. So it's always you appearing to you. It's not
mm,
another person appearing to you. It's actually you appearing to you. Just the way
yeah.
you project it. Perfect.
With these people coming in and out of your life, yeah, I can see when certain ones that are out, like with my girlfriend, a girlfriend that I was close, like my husband will say, okay, so, oh, this is a good one. He'll say, oh, back when she liked us on that. And I look at him and go, that's not true. She's just because we're not hanging out, he assumes that they're all, but I am seeing he's, that was to show me, him saying that was to show me what I'm thinking.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's always the case. So just let them show you basically what you're thinking, because it's like
Mm,
the thinking goes on without, there's so many thoughts, and there's only a portion of them that we're mostly
that you're aware of.
aware of, and you know there's even more unawareness, as it's the world is taken as real. You barely see anything, but what comes out of another person's mouth, that is like you spoke it. You're speaking to
Wow.
what comes out of your mouth, or what comes
That's
out of their mouth. That's why if you project that they have a split mind, you are imagining your mind to be split and making
yes.
it
Yes.
another fun.
And that's why they're a gift. That's a true gift
Mm-hmm.
to show you blatantly what you're thinking,
Yep.
what thoughts are being believed in that moment. Wow. Jeez. Lately, I've been our talks are, I don't even know. There's so many wows.
That's fun.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, me too.
Keeps me coming back.
Yeah, me too.
I'm
Me
not
too.
gonna come here and be all ho hum, same old shit, guys.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't it seem like it though?
No,
No.
because here's the thing: the memory of love has the mind to work with to show you in all different creative and fun ways, and it can be fun and happy as you like.
The memory of love, what?
The memory of love. Well, basically, what what's what we share, we all have in common as
As the
apparent
one.
individuals is, yeah, or consciousness, you could say.
Right.
We have it all in common as consciousness is the memory of love, the memory of who and what we are and what's true. And that memory itself, you know, is something that we're automatically attracted to, automatically drawn toward. Okay? It's only fear that makes us turn our back on it and go for thoughts that deny that love is true and make those true instead.
Mm.
So it's the memory of love that has all the power of the mind to make all kinds of different fun and creative ways of having new openings until you imagine yourself all the way back home.
Mm.
It's all just an imagined journey. But in
Right.
imagining the journey back home, it's clearing the fear. It's clearing the fear of that last step. It's
So
clearing
only
the
love
fear
remains.
away. Yeah, all that is clearing, like what happened with your mom, what apparently happened.
Right.
Because the thing itself didn't really happen, but the love that's shared, that's real, that's sustained, that builds upon itself in the imagined journey.
Mm. And it
Even
was
even through death to the next birth.
nice. That's a
Yeah.
great thought.
Until
But
there's no until there's no need for these imaginings anymore. Separate
mm.
imaginings. Basically thoughts that don't resonate with, you could say, God's thought, which is oneness,
Oh, right.
wholeness, and any of their effects. So, for instance, any kind of illness, any kind of uncomfort, pain, whatever, conflict. It's not something that you could say um, is given power by God, source, the innocent basis of the mind, love. Not given power by that. It's only given power by belief.
Right. And those beliefs are so something must have left for me to have that experience with my mom today. Some
Well, Well, nothing was ever there. See, that's the thing. There's no need to make any illusions true. It's just basically the the density of the illusion is sort of thinning out for you.
I see.
It's becoming thin. It's like the veil's thinning. You know, it's like a veil of illusions. Nothing's there to stay and get out. You know, so there's nothing to get rid of because it's not there. You have to imagine that it's really there if you want to get rid of it.
Uh, that's why it supposedly shows up.
Yes. So yeah. So you could say that, to use a Course in Miracles term, function. Our function is to recognize when love is being denied and
Okay.
deny that thought. Deny that thought any power.
Hmm.
Don't give it any authority over your mind.
Hmm.
Any thought of separation, any authority over your mind. If you just recognize it as a thought of separation, it's not given any authority.
And that's all of the thoughts of separation are all subconscious. That's your subconscious mind, right?
Well, you could say it's all ego, or it's all ideas that love is being withheld from you.
Hmm. Right.
Like all unworthiness, guilty kinds of ideas. And you could say you thought those with the ego, under the ego's guidance, and got them to where they were pretty solid beliefs.
Yeah.
And so it's just a matter of now accepting the other guide, which basically comes from that memory of love I talked about. You can think of it like an energy. Course in Miracles refers that to the Holy Spirit. It refers to that as the Holy Spirit. What I'm talking about right now. So that memory of love has all the kinds of thoughts that pull you back out of that. And they're always going to present themselves to you in ways that you can understand, especially since you have made the commitment, and you made the commitment in your heart. So it takes care of that.
Oh, that feels really good.
When I was a Christian missionary, we called that asking Jesus into your heart. They would be saved if they asked Jesus into their heart, and that's like it's the same thing as a commitment. It's symbolic. It's more symbolic. Some people might not realize what they're asking for, but
Yeah.
it's very symbolic of you do that and then you can relax because you're saved. And basically you don't need a symbol for that. That's just the truth. You can relax because you're saved, because that memory of love is calling to you constantly and you can't help but go toward it. You could meander, like you could take different routes. You could meander around, take different routes where yours start searching in the physical for physical, I don't know, getting really involved with trying to make money, or get into the physical realm, like as if that was um, meaningful. Let's say it like that. And when I say get into it, I mean get into it in thought, in the choice that you're making. There's always one choice we talked about before, and
Mhm.
that's the choice between truth and illusion.
Right.
You know? So
And
it's
there's
basically, yeah, if you choose illusion, then you're going to meander off course, but you're always going to be pulled back. And the interesting thing that I noticed is you get pulled back faster and faster. And
ah
that's fun. Because you notice when the vibration is um, it's
off.
steep illusion, like
Yeah.
vibration of your energy body and everything like that.
Well, like, okay, so I think that's exactly what's happening right now. Seems like when those guilty thoughts, I don't even know that I don't even realize it, except my body doesn't feel normal. I mean, it's feeling off,
Yes.
uncomfortable.
Yes. So
Yeah.
that's what just needs to be felt as it is. See, what normally happens is the ego will take one of those feelings. Like the very first thought you're going to have is an ego thought. Take one of those feelings like, "Oh no, this is
Right.
really bad," and you might not even want to think about that and be like, "Oh no, just take that out of my mind," or whatever. But that doesn't really matter. It's just that feeling. If you could get into that feeling where it feels like something's wrong and be with that and let it just be as it is, that's where you experience the revelations, the transformation, the healing that comes through, because that's how we're sharing through mind. And that's a symbolic, that feeling is symbolic of how it feels to think that you're separate. Always is. It's the same thing, always. It's just showing that same pain over and over again in all these different ways, but it's the same thing. If you just recognize that that's what it is and be willing to be there and feel, everything gets resolved. It's all okay.
My God. That feels so damn good.
It is good, that's why. Yay.
Well, just knowing that I can't do it wrong and it is pulling me towards it. It's not, I can't do it wrong because immediately when you think you fucked up, that's,
Yeah.
ugh, it feels
Yeah, that's
awful.
always the ego. You cannot fuck up.
Hmm.
It's really awesome to play with that one. It's like you cannot fuck it up. There's no way you're going to get it wrong. And
Hmm.
that's the thing. If you're thinking in those terms as if you can, then you're deluding yourself and making it as if that's true. Whatever it is, you make it as if that's true, and that's what'll play out.
Yep. Yep. Mm.
The thing is, you're not wrong. You're not capable of being wrong. You're not capable of doing anything. Nothing is happening. And it's all for love.
That's what nothing is happening and it's all for love. Mm.
So with nothing happening, it frees you up to allow more love. And it's always an allowing love for yourself. Watch this. Watch when it seems like someone isn't giving you the kind of love that you deserve or need or they should or whatever. You know, Loving yourself more in that instance allows loving yourself more than as much you seem to be loved, what you seem to be loved, always allows for you to be shown more love. See? That's how it is. It's kind of like a movie. Always allows for you to be. You just keep showing yourself love. And basically, all that is being aware of what kind of feeling sensations are arising and being with those feeling sensations. It's so simple.
Yeah, it is. And we do everything to avoid those feelings.
hmm And
Mm.
there's nothing really to be done. It's all being done. Everything that's being done, every single thing, nothing's out of place. It's all there for that. It's all there for seeing through it.
Mm.
There's no, and really, when I say it's not really there, it's not really happening. That's really true because it's like there's nothing there. If you look at it under a microscope, there's nothing. It's
Mm.
all made of nothing, and time is nothing.
Right.
It's only an unfolding. It's a mental unfolding. That's why it's not happening because it's a mental unfolding.
Mm. So the So there's no movement of the body.
Right.
There's no body to move.
Yes, exactly.
That's all made up in the mind.
Yes. It's like it's coming. This weekend I had a trippy thing occur to me that I fainted at the movie theater, like when in line at concessions.
Oh, did you see Bohemian Rhapsody?
No, I didn't see Bohemian Rhapsody. I was there to see something else, but I ended up not seeing anything because I ended up
And
on
you passed.
the floor next to the concession stand.
What the hell?
I know. It was so funny. I woke up and I laughed. I was like, oh. But what I noticed is it seemed like I went on a trip when I went out, and it was like a huge rush of information. First, before it occurred, it was a huge rush of information. The eyes, the senses, the every cell in the body, and then it's like after that, when I went out, it was like just this amazing rush of information, especially visual, but feeling, senses, and everything. And then all of a sudden, boom, you're back in the body, and it's like, whoa.
Wow.
It's really interesting.
When
But
you
that's
say you were back in the body, what does that mean, really? What?
well, that's the sensation. You
Okay,
know,
the sensations
that's
were back.
the sensation. Yeah, it's like boom. That's the new sensation. You have the sensation of nothing as nothing, just
Mm,
like all this passing information, and then all of a sudden, boom! It's quite the sensation.
sure.
It's kind of jarring. It's like, whoa, okay.
So then you started laughing. Was Tony with you?
Now, yeah. It was like, all right, I'm pretending to be this now. Let's
Yeah.
go.
So was Tony with you?
Yeah.
What did he do? Like, what the?
He probably was saying my name and stuff. A bunch of people were saying my name,
Yeah.
and then it happened twice.
What?
I was like, let's just go home. I probably just need some rest. Got up, and it happened again.
Serious? Wow.
Yeah, it was funny. And then there was a hospital. Went to the hospital.
Oh, what?
Yeah, because they were tripping out about it. So
So
I
Tony got worried.
was like, all right, I'll go to the hospital. You guys can run your tests. And then they just released me. Everything was cool.
There was nothing that they found.
No,
And there's been nothing since.
no, not like that. Anyways, I've been chilling out.
What's that mean?
Just I've been like hanging out in my room and staying on my bed a lot, and playing the harp. Just chilling
Yeah.
out.
Yeah. Huh.
Yeah. But it was interesting because that rush of information moment, it's like, wow, all that is, it's like it's just slowed way down to perceive in this kind of 3D thing. It's like
Right.
there's this rush of information. It's like,
Could you do you know what the information was?
well, no, was nothing like that. I'm sure that information was perceived on some level, but just that there was a lot and so much that there is like, it's like in order to even be with, it seemed like in order to even be with that much intensity, there
Oh, it
couldn't
was
be a
too much.
body involved with it.
Ah, gotcha. That
It
makes
was,
sense. That
yeah,
makes sense.
it was trippy. So,
Wow.
and so we'll see what happens. I don't know,
Yeah.
but I know it's all to the G.
It's all what?
To the G, the good.
Oh, right, yeah.
I know that.
Hmm. So does Tony Okay, I'm sure there was worry about hope. Is he as, God, how do I want to say this? Does he think like you? Does he see it like you?
I don't think so exactly,
No.
but it seems like there's a desire to.
Yeah.
Like kind of a halfway one. Slightly. A little bit more than slight.
Okay. So, but he went into the fear thing. Why? That's why it brought you to the hospital.
um, well, I could tell that he didn't feel like he could take care of me.
Oh.
Yeah. And after fainting 2 times, that gurney thing that they brought in, that looked really comfortable. I go, yeah, that's probably my way out of here right now.
I did not think you were gonna.
I'm on the floor in the lobby of the movie theater.
Did not think that was gonna come out of your mouth. That looked pretty comfortable. It's a bed.
The floor was cold in the movie theater.
Oh shit.
The floor was cold and I wasn't even able to sit up. I had to lay down. So then people would just naturally look at me and there'd be crowds of people coming around.
Oh.
It
Oh
was
wow.
fun. I was just waving at him and smiling.
You
I was
were
fine.
waving
I
and
was fine
smiling.
on the floor. I was fine on the floor.
Well, okay, so in the dream, what happens when you faint is your the blood all rushes out of your head into your body. So as soon as you lay down, blood goes back to your head and you come back too. So when
Apparently.
right, apparently. So when you get up, it goes back if so it's low blood pressure basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't that fun?
Yeah. I've had people pass out on me when I'm doing their hair.
Oh,
All the,
really?
and that's how I found out that that's what I have to do is lay them down, and
Uh-huh.
then they come right back.
It's pretty fun. It's
Yeah.
pretty uh-huh. So
Huh.
yeah.
Hmm. That's quite an interesting weekend. So were you going to see A Star Is Born?
No, we were gonna see the Fantastic Beast one.
Oh, I don't know what that is.
It's like Harry Potter. It's by the same author.
Oh, no kidding. J.K. Rowling?
Yeah, that's her.
Oh. I watched The Haunting. It's on Netflix. The Haunting of Hill House. Oh my. When you told me last week that I'm going to see more and more, it's like everything I'm watching is about waking everything. Even this haunting. It's a series on Netflix. It only has 10 episodes and the 10th one wraps it all up cuz Peter and I are like, "What the hell? How is this going to?" And then we even cried. Oh my God, both of us did. It was really touching. Oh my God. Oh wow. It was about love, basically, versus fear. And I am shocked how they made that.
Well,
Wow.
you don't have to be shocked about it because you're going to see more and more stuff like that. It's all just imagined, you know. You're imagining more and more of these kinds of resources in the world.
Well,
And
I'm
it
loving
seems like
that.
the world is changing, but still a projection of your own mind. You know, one friend telling me the other day that why does it seem like the worst shit is happening right now in the world than like in history? And I was like, I didn't know that. I haven't heard that from
No,
very
I haven't either.
people either. Is that, I mean, I don't know. Is that even factually true? I don't even need to look it up. It's not even really relevant because it's not real. It's projection. Whatever you perceive, that's being projected.
Right.
Yeah.
Everything.
basically you basically perceive your fantasies, your mind's fantasies that came about through believing separation is true.
Right.
That
That's all it
authorized
is.
fantasies to occur in the mind, and there is no separation. One of the most powerful things that was shown to me this week is that when we perceive someone as unwhole or unhealed or as having a split mind, that is immediately making our mind seem to be split. Now, you can't have a split mind, but you can imagine that your mind is split. So you can imagine that someone is deficient or not good enough, not spiritual enough, too judgmental, anything like that, has having a split mind. If you imagine that and you take it to be true, you're imagining it about you.
Right.
So when
Never.
they're free, you're free because you're imagining them the way they seem to be to you. And you're having faith in your perception of them as if that's the truth and not accepting what the truth actually is about them, which is the same as your truth.
Mm. The only reason they would be not complete and whole is because I'm not complete and whole, or I'm believing
Because
I'm not.
you're imagining that you're not.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah.
You cannot possibly not be whole. I mean, the whole
Exactly.
thing, whole awakening journey, is to realize that
Realize.
you already are.
Yes, exactly. Which is so simple. It's
Yeah.
so simple, but
It,
it's not. But
Well,
that,
the reason it's not easy is fear, because you know fear is fear patterns have been built up, and the idea that you're like, say you feel angry, like the idea that your anger at someone is justified, or your disgust in them or whatever, that it's justified, then you're making illusions for yourself like that, and it seems like they are so justified. Um, One girl in my community keeps on talking about how this boyfriend that she had, he needs to be punished in some way or something because he told her that he was monogamous, and then she found out he was really polyamorous. So,
oh,
and it's like this is the way normally the ego looks at situations, like someone can wrong you, and as long as you take that belief as if it's true, as if it's justified, let's put it that way, as if it's actually justified, like feeling sad or lonely even, or angry, any of those, taking any of those feelings as if they are truly justified, makes them real, makes those illusions real, makes them more powerful, gives them power over you. It makes you into their victim, actually.
mm,
So, it's it's in the matter it's in a time when it comes up as a feeling sensation, that it's met with compassion, and that's where it's dissolved. This
mm.
comes up, taken as a feeling sensation, and
And
then it's
then
met there.
you can say it's okay. It's
It's
okay.
okay.
Yeah.
Exactly. Because it comes in, it can get intense, you know.
Mm.
That's what definitely occurs, in my world, is like there will be some intense kind of sensations, and then they'll pass again.
Yeah, because it only lasts what, a minute or so?
Yeah, and and the intense sensations aren't like they're not a problem.
No.
They're just there to be intense sensations and add some texture to your experience.
Well, isn't it there just to make you believe in this body being real?
Well, yeah, and so are the calm sensations in between them too. If there are those calm sensations, a lot of the times those calm sensations are also based on concepts. So then they don't have any ground. It's kind of like being built on sand, and then the rain comes and boom, it's gone. So Either way, has to do with how much willingness there is, to be, or, I could put it even better and say it depends if there's any willingness, not how much, just any willingness to see that it's all made up.
Mm.
Because if you're going around acting as if people can do stuff to you, people are threatening,
Mm. People
then
can hurt you. Yeah.
yeah, then you're always going to have those kinds of problems.
Right. Right. Right.
Yeah. And especially with, I see the pattern repeating so much in romantic relationships where the women who say stuff as if some guy did something to them, they're the ones saying that over and over and over again.
Mm.
It's just occurring and reoccurring about a guy did something to them. And,
Mm.
and all the patterns are like that. Even if you say you sabotaged a relationship, you can't. Oh, you can, but you can't without a uncomfortable feeling if you look at it.
Mm.
You can say that you can mess it up.
Well,
But
that's
then
guilty. That's guilt. That's
yeah.
guilt. I did something wrong.
Yeah, and then it sets you up for an appearance of punishment.
Right.
Yeah, any kind of analysis too. Like, there's no need to analyze anything. Only thing that can be analyzed is the ego, and you have to use the ego to analyze the ego. So forget about
Right.
it. It'll save you all kinds of time.
Right.
Unless you like to do that because it's fun, you can. But that's one of those little meanderings. It's like pulled, you've been drawn in by the memory of love, the Holy Spirit to a certain point. Then you go, oh, okay, I'm going to go over
Yeah.
again, analyze everything. I'm going to analyze everyone. I'm going to analyze myself. That's all about judgment. It's not true. Since nothing's happening, nothing needs to be analyzed. See?
Mm. I do see.
Mm-hmm.
But there is a lot of analyzing going on.
Well, that's okay.
Yeah.
You just recognizing what it is, that
Right.
allows it to play itself out.
Right.
See, it's the believing in the need for it that's causing it to continue because it seems like it has value.
Yes, that's true. It
Yeah,
seems like, oh, that's why that is because oh,
when you're there, I mean, as in, having that perception. When you're having that perception and you recognize what the truth is, you recognize that that thought has no value,
mm,
then it's not going to get the kind of emotional charge that it needs to keep coming to you.
to keep, oh, right, to keep perpetuating, yeah, the same.
Yeah. And
Mm.
it's funny because some of these thoughts they'll be gone for a while and then they'll come back. They'll just pop up randomly and
Well, yeah,
no, oh yeah, okay. Yeah. I remember when I used to buy into that one. Just laugh.
yeah, that's it. That's it. Because it is. It seemed like the over the summer, the food affecting the body was
Yeah.
real,
Yeah.
and I mean, it was gone in the summer. It wasn't so prevalent, and now all of a sudden, it's trying to. It's
It's
trying
still a feeling. It's still a feeling.
feel a feeling. Yes,
Yep.
it is definitely a feeling,
The food affecting the body
and it
sense. It's
is
a
guilt.
feeling sense. It's a
It is
feeling sense.
guilt. It's definitely guilt.
Yeah.
As soon as you eat, as soon as I eat something, that's guilt. It's
Well,
guilt.
here's the thing though. You don't eat anything. You just imagine yourself to eat things, and cause and effect isn't true. It's just there's imagining yourself to eat something, and that is what it's kind of like the substance your mind needs to have that memory in the moment because you never even ate anything. See,
Mm,
like in the moment where you're experience of discomfort plus the memory of food together are what's in your perception.
Jeez.
It's just funny. So, keep on going back to the feeling. And, these, a lot of these things are hardwired, but, and and some of them seem to take more time than others, but it's all really worth it.
Right. Oh, definitely.
It leads to more and more freedom. And then definitely if you're fighting against it, that's not going to have any kind of beneficial,
No.
let's say, happy results.
Right. That's clearly seen. There would be no I wouldn't even be listening to you if I didn't want to have happy results or whatever. Or if I didn't want to
Yeah.
continue this. Yeah.
Oh, whatever, however it goes, it's awesome. You don't have to even make any decision on how your path goes.
Right.
That all, just leave it up to that memory of love to do everything for you.
Mm,
It's okay. It's gonna take you wherever it goes,
mm,
and show you exactly what you need to know right at the right time.
yeah. It
So
does.
yeah, so you don't have to try to work that out and try to make stories around why you are listening to who you're listening to, and all that kind
Right.
of stuff.
Right.
Just let it be a happy and joyful unfolding for
No
you.
matter what it is exactly.
And everything you see from day to day, everything that comes up from day to day, it's all a teaching. You see,
Yeah.
let it all be a teaching. It's like, you know, you're always, with every perception, learning something one way or another. You're either learning that perceptions are true or that only love is real.
Mm,
Because whatever you choose, that's what you're teaching.
right.
Teaching and learning at the same
Those,
time.
those lines side by side.
Yeah.
Real or love is the only truth. Mm.
Yep. You choose. So, yay, everyone.
Yay. Somebody else want to say anything?
Well, I definitely have stuff to share. Well, it seems
Oh,
like we'll see what happens.
okay.
But anyone would like to speak with me, go ahead and raise your hand. Lori, I'll put you on mute for now, okay? I love
Perfect. I love you too. Thank you.
you. There aren't any problems. No problems. Okay? Problems come from the idea that separation is a reality. Okay? And they don't really come. They don't really happen. They only occur to you. They occur to you out of a sense of separation. The solution to any perceived problem is in the same place as the problem, the apparent problem. It's from the same place where the apparent problem is being projected. Okay? It comes from the mind, it comes from belief. Every apparent problem comes along with a feeling. Feeling a sense of separation seems to be a problem for you. There's always attraction to death and fear of death at the same time within dreams. Okay? With these fluctuations going back and forth in the dream. None of them meaningful, all meant to get you to make meaning Either make meaning out of them for a little while, or let them pass and return to wholeness. And you know, it said that it's a return to a place you never left. And it's true, you never left it. You just imagined yourself to have left it. Thinking that things are happening, believing automatically that things are happening, makes them seem solid. And there's more and more imagining yourself as separate. Believing the evidence that proves you're separate. That prove that the body is real. You notice in relating with people, there's always some reason why you don't really love them that much. The ego will resent some little thing. Some little thing. And it gets to be so easy to just see that little thing and recognize that it's projected from you. And then no one can do anything annoying to you. No one can be a pain for you, because it's all coming from you. It's all met in that way. It's all met as an energetic. It's met as an energetic sensation, not as something else, not as something that's real. That's why it's easy. That's what makes it easy and not so hard. It seems difficult at first, because of these defenses that were built up in the mind to prevent us from seeing that we're really whole in one and share the same mind. We're made to act out and play out certain scenarios to get the other person reacting. Okay? And to get a reaction within ourselves. It's just part of the play as these particles dance together. But it's all occurring to one mind. Occurring to one mind, not really happening. It's almost like energy is kind of colliding like this, joyfully, playfully, lovingly, no matter how it looks to you. Exchanging. It's more of an exchange. It's like going into one another, like energetically, it's more like going into one another and each getting a little bit from the other person and going out again. Like these energies playing. It's not really persons, it's just these energies playing. And as they play like that, as they play and they exchange like that, they're playing out as a matter of projection, a script. Make it look like separation is true. And that's just from believing over and over again that separation is true that makes it look so solid. It makes the experience seem so solid. But it gets to be more gentle and loving. Just energy fluctuating, energetic play, happy. No matter what. That's what makes it easy, with being opened up to the point where you're willing to offer everything all day, pretty much all day, all the time. Willingness all throughout, everything. It's real easy even when something real shocking, seemingly shocking, may have been considered shocking at one time. Say it like that. It's easy to remain with the truth. Even having the experience of someone coming up and like, you ruined everything. You've been, you know, even with an experience like that, that could be such an energy, just an energy play. It's so fun too. It's so easeful and fun. Nothing's happening. No one's, someone comes up and acts like you did something to them. They're asking for love. They are asking for love. Yeah, see through the bullshit, Lori, because the bullshit is that means something about you or them. That's the thing. But anything that seems like it's coming from an uncomfortable place, like you did this to me, or some kind of threat or anything like that, it means that it didn't happen. There's nothing there. It's not even happening. It's occurring. It's occurring in your consciousness. You are perceiving the effect of fearful beliefs. That's all. When you recognize you're perceiving the effect of fearful beliefs, there's an eagerness to get the full ride, get the full experience of it then. Okay, this is how it is, then let's get the full experience of it. And then you can be happy to receive, even though on the surface it sounds like, you're a real piece of shit, you've ruined everything. It's easy to receive. It's easy. It's graceful the way the energy is allowed to flow. Energy is just allowed to flow, and whatever your reaction, response, whatever you want to call it, is also allowed to flow. See, there's no rules on how you should behave. A lot of what people try is to change the behavior, to try to match what it should be, like a spiritual concept of how things should be. When what it really comes down to is a deep relaxation and allowing for the energy sensations that go along with these thought processes to be cleared through your energy field. It's like, okay, so I know what that is. I'm going to accept it and be open to it. Let it be healed. And if you find that you're not accepting and open to it, that's just another level. That's another level. That's another layer of it's okay. The delusion will have to play itself out until there's willingness. Just recognizing where there's not willingness is enough. It's okay. No, there's no need for that willingness to come anytime soon, you could say. If you're not done wanting more from the world, wanting more experiences from the world, you're not done with that, then you're going to make a choice for illusions. And that's okay. There's no issue with that. Because that's how the experience is, that's how the perceptions get, you could say, registered in consciousness. And all the perceptions are leading to total awakening, remembrance of wholeness. Recognizing with great laughter that the separation never happened. It's all been a perception, a very intricate perception. Relationships between people are so interesting because they're all made for this opening with one another. they all have a purpose. You know, we assign our own pet purposes to relationship. Like, you know, for instance, this is my husband, and he does these things, and and we're married for 25 years or whatever. This is my son. He does this and this and this. These kinds of relationships are often taken as if they're supposed to be a certain way. Okay. And it's always, every single one of them, every single one of these relationships is for revealing the truth to one another. So anytime one of us comes up with a problem with the other, it's always asking for love only. And how can you give it? To yourself. Don't run from the feeling. Take it in. It's okay. I.e. the dream. Lori wrote I.e. the dream. I don't know when you wrote that though. Yeah. uh, Perception. Yes. Yes, perception. So when there's a perception of the body falling ill, because remember, there's no body, okay? So the perception of a body falling ill, like as in, i.e., fainting, uh, there's no cause of it in the physical realm. There is no cause. So looking for a cause, the way the whole thing set up is to look for a cause, a physical cause. They get a little closer when they talk about something like stress, you know. Yeah, I mean, it's stressful believing that you're separate from your source, period. um, but it's definitely, and you could say, a projection of the ego, basically the ego's wishes. It's kind of like a warm up for death. That, hey, you're fallible. Look at that. You know, and just noticing, that nothing's happening. So it doesn't mean anything. The past didn't lead up to it, and nothing's happening. You know, and of course the ego argument is, well, what's going to happen? If you don't do anything about it, what's going to happen? Well, here's the thing: everything just gets done. It's not like, it's not like things don't just arise. It's like, the rest seems to be happening, tease, whatever, it, probably not do wisdom dialogues as long today. I don't know. We'll see. But it's all just occurring. It's all just occurring. So it's not like you're trying to stop to use any kind of worldly methods that arise. Your script is playing out, so to speak. Your script is playing out. It's just going in a way that it's going, and you don't have to adopt any beliefs about it. Maybe you'll find yourself doing something that seems quote unquote healthier to you. It's not going to make any difference because it is a manifestation, and no manifestations make any difference. The thing is, this imagination, imagining that they have made a difference, that's like magic. It's basically like magic. But you don't have control over what magic is made, when, and where. That's a mystery. That's a mystery. It's not a mystery to you from your higher perspective, but from the perception of the world. basically you can love, can be love, can be love for whatever kind of fearful sensations arise in your body. Those are made of thought. Every time those are allowed to be the sensations that they are, with a breath and willingness to feel deeply, the mind gets healed every time. You can say, what is healing? It's change. You could say it's a change. It's a change in perception. You were afraid before of this certain thing, and then it was revealed for what it is, and now you're not afraid anymore. That's healing. Just like if you were a little kid and you thought there was a monster under the bed, and then you went and looked under the bed and you made sure there was no monster there. You're feeling good again. Same kind of thing. Recognize that the fear is not justified. And that's the way. It's, I mean, conceptually, you can tell yourself, fear is not justified, fear is not justified, fear is not justified. But you learn that fear, learn that fear is not justified experientially through allowing that perception of fear to be. Allowing that perception of fear to be as it is. Yay. Aloha, Christine. You're just joining. I don't know if you know, but we start an hour earlier now. Yay. For you, anyways. It's the same time here in Hawaii. But for you, it's an hour earlier. So, yes. You didn't know. Yay. Well, welcome. I'm glad when you come anytime. So when the time changes, then Wisdom Dialogues on the East Coast changes along with that. It just stays 3 o'clock over here. Yay. Of course. Well, that's not how it was before. I was changing it. And then my mind changed on that. Isn't that fun? I don't know why. Let's go with it. And you see things adding up, like maybe, if you perceive yourself very dumb. Oh, very fun. Okay. You perceive yourself having some kind of sensitivities, maybe like some food sensitivities or activity sensitivities or whatever, and it seems like these habits that you have or things that you do add up to some kind of punishment, like feeling like shit somehow. That is not true. You couldn't have done anything to cause your pain. That's not possible. Even if you perceive yourself on a suicide mission with a bottle of pills and a bottle of booze, okay, that can't do anything to you. You can imagine that it does something to you. You can have the imagination. You can have the perception that it does something to you. But that in itself really cannot have an effect. That cannot have an effect. It's all one thing. The playing out of the reaching for the certain things and then getting a certain feeling. I noticed they were asking me, Christine, you missed the first part where I was talking about how I fainted at the movie theater. It was pretty funny. But, they're asking in the hospital about what I've eaten, what I've had to drink today, and it's fun because I don't mind answering the question. I answer the questions and everything. And, it's just funny to recognize that the whole system is set up on a false premise. A false premise. That is so irrelevant what happened before. Because the before is the past. It doesn't exist. and it's not and right now is not a result of it. So that belief is like really hardwired. What I would say, like hardwired, meaning that's just common for people to go, oh yeah, what did you have before? It doesn't mean anything, actually. That means nothing. Because nothing happened before. That's why. Nothing happened. It's a memory of whatever. It's a memory whatever I ate before. It's a projection right now. There's no effect on the the body fainting or anything else, good or bad. No effect. We're making it all up. We're making up a dream. So the first reaction of the ego obviously is to make someone guilty, something get guilty. What have you done? Did you have alcohol? Do you take medication? Did you eat enough today? Did you drink enough today? Um, you, you know, like how were you sick before? like, like no, it's really weird. I was feeling great, very athletic, and getting deep into some yoga. But it's not really it's not really relevant. It's just like the story. It's just the story. It makes no sense. Yeah. They run their tests. They run all their tests, and nothing's wrong according to their tests. Then it's like, okay, well, just go. You faint. That's cool. And it's just it's it's just all for love, all for play. Even when I was on the floor, it was so fun and funny because I'm just completely coherent as long as I was on the floor. And so I'd be waving to people and smiling at them because they came and looked at me. Okay, so now you can talk about insurance for the hospital bills that aren't really gonna come. Yeah, the interesting thing about insurance, that was a trippy ass thing because when I first moved here to the Big Island, I didn't have any insurance, and I was like, I don't need any insurance. It's all make believe. It's all magical. I don't even need any insurance, and I didn't have any insurance, and then I had a feeling. Pregnancy occurred. Pregnancy. And then they just gave me free insurance. There was a miscarriage and everything, but then they just gave me free insurance and they didn't give me free insurance the whole time. So I'm like, cool. And since then, yeah. And since then, I hadn't been to our hospital. I've been living here over 8 years. I haven't been to our hospital as a patient before. So that was interesting. And then there was another one with my son getting airlifted all the way to Honolulu for a head injury one. Give me the name of the insurance. And I think it's, you know what it is, Lori? I think it's like has to do with your state, like whatever state you're in. Okay, so I'm trying to understand, how is fainting just for love? Well, it's not really occurring. The fainting itself isn't really occurring. That's a picture that was made in the imagination. So all of the perceived occurrences, okay, all of the perceived occurrences are just for love. Because who's there but love? Well, that's the only thing that's real. Within the midst of perceiving something as if it's happening, that's not happening. See? What is that loud clicking noise? Oh, it's raining. It's raining. Can you still hear me okay? It started raining. I'll move you closer. Yeah, so it doesn't matter what the perception is, if it's a perception of fainting or whatever it happens to be. It's just loud in the background. Okay. Whatever it happens to be, it's all for the same purpose. It's all for sharing love. It's all for seeing through what seems to be happening and sharing love instead of all this, oh no, this is terrible, that kind of stuff. Seeing through that as in what it is, you know. Because all that stuff, every single one of those little comments, a sigh, I don't like this, it's all symbolic of not liking the thought that you're separate. Only the thought isn't really true. So it's this not liking of something that never happened. And all of the different perceptions, all of the different symbols of the same thing occur in all different ways. It's like, you know, see if this one will get her to make it real. Do a feint, you know. Like, but the fact is, it's just not happening. So since it's not happening, the same thing can occur all the time, or it's just an exchange of love. Can be. And there's nothing that needs to be given the power to take that away from you. It's all a giving the power away. All right. So I'm going to take some rest. I love you. Thank you. It's been so much fun sharing with you again. I'll be back next Tuesday, 3 p.m. Hawaii time, which is like 9. Is it 9? No, it's 8. It's 8 p.m. on the East Coast. Yes. I love you and I appreciate you. Tuesday. Oh, yeah, it's Thanksgiving. Everyone have a lovely Thanksgiving. Yes. I totally forgot about that. Yay. So looking forward to giving thanks with everyone over and over again. Hooray. So wisdomdialogues.com is where you can find the videos, this one and all the other ones. You can also join my group, Facebook.com/groups/Wisdom Dialogues to get invited when I do invitations. Can we? Yes, we can. Yes. And what else? Oh, Miracle Botanicals. We're sponsored by Miracle Botanicals. That's one thing. When I was in the hospital, I had integrity on. I guess I put it on pretty well because people would walk in the room and be like, what is that smell? It smells so good in here. And I tell them it's my blend, Integrity. And then we have a conversation about it. It's fun. It's a really delightful blend. I've been putting it on. I just put a little puddle in my hand, maybe like 4, 5, 6 drops. Go like that, and underarms, everything. Smell it right now. It's really good. And it's for integrity, true integrity, which we've talked about before. MiracleBotanicals.com. That's where all the really awesome essential oils are. Thank you. I love you. And until then, yay. Aloha and a hui ho.